All right. Sorry that this one's a little bit late. Life has been, lifelike. Season 2 or 15 or whatever it wants to call itself. Episode 4, Lucky Day. This is a Dr. Lite episode, one of those episodes where the Doctor hardly shows up. In the same vein of Love and Monsters or Blink. These came about to address budget and scheduling issues. It also allows the person playing the Doctor to fill other commitments. In classic Who, they'd just have the Doctor knocked out, or trapped in a cell, or in some way incapacitated. When they were filming The Mind Robber, Fraser Hines actually needed a week off, so they simply recast Jamie for a couple of episodes. He was turned into a cardboard cutout without a face, and the Doctor had to reconstruct it, and he got it completely wrong. It's a pretty surreal episode, so it worked. In this episode, it follows Ruby Sunday, the previous companion. It's also like a live-action episode of Big Finish's Unit series, which I've listened to a little bit of. I haven't really gotten that into it, and honestly, I would love to see that show make the jump to live action. But thanks to Trump's latest 100% tariff on anything filmed outside the United States, then yeah, that's not very likely to happen now. Honestly, I'd be surprised if Land and Sea actually comes out. So I'm probably just gonna have to go back to Big Finish to get my fix. Please become a channel member. I need the money. But anyway, this episode starts with the TARDIS landing in 2007 on New Year's Eve. Miss Belinda Chandra and the Doctor step out of the TARDIS to get another Vindicator reading when they are interrupted by this boy. His name is Conrad, he has a very abusive mother, and this brief encounter is going to shape the rest of his life. Now, Ruby has just finished her travels with the Doctor, and Kate Stewart of UNIT is helping her to reintegrate into society. Well, I'm assuming enlisting her to fight aliens, which I'm sure is going to help. And Ruby isn't doing alright. She's having a pretty hard time of things, but things start to look up when she meets Conrad. This was a little boy from the start. Since his encounter with the Doctor and the TARDIS as a child, he has become a little bit obsessed. He's connected with other people online who have had similar experiences, and now he has a podcast where he does nothing but talk about his brief encounter with the Doctor and who the hell this Doctor person is anyway. And he is simply charming. He's a little bit awkward, but he's a really nice guy, and Ruby immediately falls for him. He asks her out to coffee, and it's not long before they start dating. It's nice following Ruby after Life with the Doctor. Life with the Doctor is incredible. You see wonders beyond the imagination, but every other day you are also in a life or death situation. In Ruby's time with the Doctor, she has fought actual gods. She has seen the entire world, the entire human race turn to dust. That sort of thing changes you. You can't come out of it without some form of PTSD. This is an aspect of the Doctor-companion relationship that I haven't seen covered outside of Big Finish, and Conrad seems really good for her. He listens, he affirms her, he's helping Ruby to move past her trauma. I love the scene where she's getting ready for a date and her mum and Nan are so excited for her. Somebody please get Cherry Sunday a cup of tea, I've never seen her thirstier. She even starts calling him boyfriend when they go on a trip to an old country pub with him and his mates. And that's when the Shriek turns up. Conrad has actually seen this monster before, when he ran into the TARDIS again when Ruby and the Doctor were having an unseen adventure from the previous season. The Shriek is a creature that marks its prey with green goo. It's like a sort of vomit. But the Doctor has the antidote to the green goo, which is a good thing because Ruby got absolutely covered in it, and so did Conrad. The Doctor and Ruby don't see him, he's like a voyeur in the room. There's all these plastic mannequins around. It evokes the episode Rose. It sort of feels like he's being set up as a companion. And after Ruby went on his podcast, she actually gave him the antidote so he could not be attacked by this thing. He lied. He lied about taking it. He never took it because he wanted to be brave like the Doctor. Yeah, I really felt like punching him in this part of the episode. But it's okay, UNIT is there, they are on the case, they are ready to take down the Shriek again, but then I get to be angry at Conrad for a completely different reason. This is a brilliant twist, and I honestly did not see it coming. You see, the Shriek is not there, there is no Shriek. It's just a couple of his mates in costume with some special effects. Conrad is in fact the leader of Think Tank, a conspiracy group whose whole deal is UNIT is lying and they're using tax dollars to trick people into thinking that aliens are real to keep the population in a state of fear. His mates who are at the pub with them are in on it too. They're live streaming while he reads out his manifesto to UNIT and Ruby is really going through it at the moment. She's having a fucking crisis. Everything he has told Ruby was a lie. He has also every bigotry rolled into one, reacting with instant ableist dismissal when a lady in a wheelchair tells him that he is wrong and she can prove it. His little stunt has made him very famous. He's going on talk shows, he's getting a bigger following than ever, he is making millions off this scheme, appealing to the youth and whipping them up into a frenzy until UNIT has picketers at their front door. I've got to say though, it is very nice to see the news lady again. I missed her. The character of Conrad puts me in mind of like Mr. T Time from Love and Monsters, and also the Whiz Kid from the Dalek. You know, the guy that Rose has the hots for, and then they take him with them in the TARDIS, and then he leaves the very next episode because it turns out he absolutely cannot be trusted, and he gets a door in his head. He's got the Whiz Kid soapyopathy and Mr. Time's backstory. It all comes to a head when Conrad shows up at Unit. He's led in by someone on the inside, and when he picks up a gun, he tries to kill the guy. This scene is one of the most cathartic things on British television. He insults Kate's dad, calling him a liar, and honestly, despite how the modern show lionizes him, he was a bumbler and a fool, and pretty ignorant about most things, but he was also honest to a fault. It's here that we get to see what Kate Stewart of Unit is like when the Doctor isn't around and she is pushed to her limits. Conrad is in here asking for the truth and she is just going to give it to him. She sets the Shriek on him and hunts him down very slowly, terrifying the crap out of him while he begs for mercy. And even after Ruby saves his damn life, he's still just like, oh, well, the special effects have gotten better. And then he comes back to life and he loses his arm. It's so much fun. He winds up getting a prison sentence because obviously. And it's here that we get the scene where the Doctor picks him up so he can tell him off, which by itself is actually a really good scene. His speech and everything, it's really well written, really well thought out, but it's pretty much preaching to the choir, and it's also just telling us the message of the story, which we already got. I mean, you don't need to hammer it home. But yeah, it is a good scene, it's well performed, it's well written. This is an overtly political episode. For me, that is Doctor Who at its best. Classic Who was subtle as a brick. This episode is like peak RTD1, like The Long Game, RTD's skewering of Rupert Murdoch and editorialized journalism, where Simon Pegg does a whole monologue laying out manufacturing consent and the Western propaganda model. Conrad is basically a conspiracy grifter, but he is not just one conspiracy grifter, he's like all of them. Some have said that he's a stand-in for Andrew Tate, but there's also a little bit of anti-vax and COVID denial in there. There's MAGA, and there's TERFs, there's people pushing anti-trans propaganda like Matt Walsh and Posey Parker, Stephen Crowder, climate denial, I used to be in that group. But I think there's also a little bit of Alex Jones in there too. Perpetuating lies, targeting people's fears and insecurities for fun and profit. In the Doctor's speech, he talks about how he is fighting a war for ordinary people who are just trying to get by and live their lives. And cowards like him weaponize lies, taking people's fears and insecurities and making it currency. These charlatans appeal to traditional values. They appeal to common sense, the family, they confirm your biases, they take your fears and insecurities and using their lies, they twist that fear into hate against people who are just trying to live their lives. And they do this simply because it drives clicks. It makes them money. Confirmation bias and hate are their product. And people love being told that they were right all along, that they don't have to change. But this guy's sort of the entire thing. Grifters are usually in on the grift. I have no doubt that Matt Walsh actually does genuinely hate trans people, but he knows that a lot of the stuff that he says about them is actually complete bullshit. Because nobody is actually going out and transing kids. Some kids are just trans. Leave them alone. They were saying similar stuff about gay people 20 years ago. Wake up, sheeple! Grifters don't enact violence, they incite it, but Conrad seems like he is both the grifter and also a guy being incited by grifters to enact violence. Like a guy in the Pizzagate days walking into a Washington pizza shop with a gun because he thinks that he is saving the children. But one thing that rings true is that Conrad never admits that he's wrong, and even if he does, he immediately switches back to the lie because he's honestly way too far into it now. People talk about losing loved ones to hateful conspiracy theories like they talk about losing somebody to drugs or meth or alcohol. It becomes such a huge part of their life, their identity, that just consumes everything else. They're too invested, they can't give it up. But yeah, anyway, overall I would say that this is a good episode. Millie Gibson is great as always. She's really good at these parts when she's completely emotionally ruined. I really hope that Russell gives her a break after this because she has gone through it. Benjamin Chivers does a great job as Conrad. He absolutely nailed it. He is such a hateable asshole. But his character seems a little bit confused, like I'm not really sure what Russell was really trying to get with this one, and I feel like he needed to take a more focused approach. Kate and all the unit stuff was excellent, and it just leaves me hungry for more. This is turning out to be one of the most consistently good seasons of Doctor Who that we've had in a while. I want to give this man so many tongue barbs. I can't stop myself. I have printed out his visage so that I may put him upon my wall and admire him. But whatever you think, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help the channel grow. What did you think of this episode? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Do you want people to take their politics out of your sci-fi? Well, too bad. That's most of the genre. Whatever you think, chuck something in the comments. And why not become a member so you can feed my, Big Finish addiction. And yeah, you'd really be helping me out. I mean, come on. You know you want to see more of my face. You'll get to see more of my face if you sign up to my memberships. I know what you like. I'm losing my mind. Do all of that, and I'll see you in the next one.